Welcome to No Time to Explain, where we discuss NBA and basketball news around the NBA. So, Brittany Griner whereabouts are currently unknown, and she's unable to be located by her lawyers or family at the current moment. Reports this morning are saying she was transferred to a penal colony, and once she reaches her destination, the U.S. Embassy and her lawyers will be notified, which that information can take up to 2 weeks to be delivered. Okay, so first things first that comes to mind is, one, what exactly is a penal colony? That was the first question I wanted to find out, because that'll give us some information about what Brittany Griner will be facing, okay? So I will warn you, the information I was able to find on this place is going to be pretty tough to hear, but honestly, I hear a lot about these things in American prisons as well, but in this instance, we're dealing with another country, so you really never know how that goes. But first thing I want to say is these places have a history of human rights abuses, and these places are descendants of Russia Soviet era forced labor camps known as gulags. Now, these places are a source of labor and generating revenue. So I want you guys to keep in mind that she will be working. The only information I was able to find about what she'll be doing exactly is, making clothes, labor construction, and then working in some manufacturing plants that handle food. But that's what we can find. You never really know what all the details are when you're dealing with a foreign country. There are about 684 of these colonies, these penal colonies. So she could end up being anywhere. And that's what's concerning her lawyers and family. I'm seeing that these places all have different levels of strictness depending upon which ones you go to. And the U.S. Embassy and the lawyers, they essentially have no say of which one she's being transferred to, because depending on which one she goes, that is going to determine her experience, right? And I think no matter where she goes, she's going to have a tough time, because let's look at the facts. Let's keep in mind that she's not only American, but she's Black, and her sexual orientation. She's going to be an extreme outlier in this prison. And here's why that information matters. Because these places, they have insufficient heating in the winter, they're overcrowded, and water's very hard to come by, food's very hard to come by, and these facilities are in bad shape. These places are known to be harsh and life-threatening. There's very poor health care, very poor sanitation. Like I said, food shortages and abuse or violence are common in some of these places, and they do systematically torture inmates. There have been some reports of that. But like I said, for the most part, you hear a lot of this stuff happening within American prisons as well. So I want you guys to keep that in mind. Obviously, this is not good information to hear, and we all know she's being made an example out of, which is why I want to say you guys have to be careful with how you conduct yourselves in these other countries. Brittany got herself into this situation, and it's super unfortunate, because we know that 9 years is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Their justice system is not going to be kind to us. We talk about how the justice system here is broken, but look what's happening over there in these other countries. 9 years for a cartridge with an illegal substance. And she not only has to do that 9 years in a foreign country, but in these harsh conditions as well. So I can only pray that she's able to maintain her mental well-being to the best of her abilities, and her family is provided with an update as soon as possible. Don't like hearing this news, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, there's consequences to our actions, especially when we go to these foreign countries and we want to travel. And I understand Brittany Griner, she went to Russia because she was a player there. She tried to go make more money, because unfortunately the WNBA doesn't make a lot of money, because they don't bring in a lot of like revenue due to their viewership and everything like that. There's so many things that go into why WNBA players get paid what they get paid. And you got to look at management too. And you got to look at these team owners, by the way. A lot of people want to look at the NBA and everything like that, but you got to look at these team owners. Because you remember, I think it was an owner that got in trouble for chartering a private flight for his team, because the rest of the WNBA teams weren't chartering flights. So look at those owners when you talk about these players going into other countries and how Brittany ended up in this situation. But yeah, man, I hope it gets better for her. I'm not saying that it will, especially considering, again, the tensions between Russia and America right now. It doesn't seem like it's going to get better anytime soon. So prayers to her and her family. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and I'll get with y'all on the next NBA update. Well, this was a WNBA update in this case, but I'll get with you guys on the next sports update. Take care.